tabs, comments, viewers, free editors, and so much more. That's what's new in Paper this month, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey, I'm Harcourt from Paper, and before we get into our changelog, I have a super exciting announcement from the Paper team. We just raised our Series A, $34 million, led by Excel and Iconic. This funding is helping us build the next great design platform. We're so grateful for your support, and we're so excited for what's next. Now let's get into the changelog, starting with tabs. In the Paper desktop app, you can now have multiple files open as different tabs at the same time. To create a new tab, let's click on the plus button in the tab bar, and now we can create a new file, or we can choose any of our existing files. Not only can you have multiple files open as tabs at the same time, but you can also work with your agents across multiple files at the same time. In the file we just opened as a new tab, let's create some tokens using the MCP based on this color system. In just a second, I'll show you how you can add and edit tokens from inside Paper, which is another new feature from this month. But first, let's just do it with the MCP. So let's go over to our agent. I'm in Cursor right now. And let's say in Paper, in the Finance app file, it's important to note which file you want to work with. That way the agents don't get confused with what tab they're working on. So in Paper, in the Finance app file, create color tokens based on the color swatch frame. So it's going to get started working on that. We have the agent's presence. We also can see the agent working on this frame, and we can see that the agent is working in this tab. So now let's go back over, and this is a little bit meta, sorry, but I have some UI for the tabs and I want to scale this up. So let's go back into Cursor. Let's create a new agent. Let's say in Paper, scale the selected frame up to 3x the size. It should work as is, but just to make sure, I'm going to select this frame, and then I'm just going to do Command L to copy the link, and then let's just paste that inside here as well, just to make sure it knows exactly what we're working on. Now it looks like our other one is done, so let's check this out. Go into our Finance app. Looks like all of our color tokens are here, matching exactly with the swatches frame. And if we look back at that July changelog, you can see that the agent is actively working in there. I promised you we would come back to the in-app token creation and editing, so let's do that now. I'm going to go from my design tab that has my pages and my layers into my theme tab, which has all of my tokens. And from here, I can search through any of my tokens or create a new token of any of these types. Let's do a font family. It's going to go into our font family category in this theme tab. Let's just call this one font Paper. And now I can choose a value. I want to use our Paper font Matter. Now you can see when I search Matter, it's actually favorited. You'll see this new favorites tab that's available not only when I'm editing or creating a token, but also anywhere I'm selecting a font. So I can choose Matter. Now I can go to any text layer in my design, and I can change my token from one of my existing ones to my new Paper token. You can also edit any of the tokens in your app in basically the same way. So let's change the primary color. I'll just click on it, and from the value, I can either choose one of my other tokens or use my color picker to choose any color. Let's maybe do this orange. And you can see it's not just changing in my color picker and in my tokens panel, but also everywhere that that color is used in my design. So specifically, I'm looking at these switches here. You can see how this looks. And I can also compare it back and forth with my previous color just by clicking here. I'll just close that UI in order to save that color. Looks like the agent is done in the other tab. Let's check it out. That frame was perfectly scaled up to 3x its size, and this is a great workaround while we're working on our scale tool inside Paper. Now let's open another tab and talk about our next new feature, flex wrapping. Flex wrap is a CSS property that allows items that are inside a frame with flex applied to break onto another line rather than either shrinking to fit in a single line or overflowing on a single line. In Paper, I'm first going to turn off clip content for my full parent frame. That way you can see all of the overflow genre pills that I want to wrap. Next, I'm going to select the parent of all of these pills. Let's go into our layout panel, and on these more property here, we're just going to select wrap. If I change the order here, like for example, moving blues after alternative, you can see alternative is still too long to fit in that first row. So the wrap is going to happen there rather than after blues. Now let's rapid fire through some small improvements. The first is when you hold down Option and drag to duplicate an object, plus add some rotation, that's now respected in subsequent duplications. I have this rectangle on my canvas, and I'm going to hold down Option and drag to duplicate it, and then let's also add 30 degrees of rotation. Now, when I do Command D to duplicate this, you can see it's going to continue to not just respect the distance I dragged it, but also that rotation value. For the next couple features, let's move into the dashboard. First thing is you can now select multiple files at once. So just select your first file and then hold down Command and then select any other files you'd like. This also works for folders, so I could select my folder while holding down Command. And now from here, I can just right-click to copy the links, archive the files, or move all of the files and the folder to another folder. Next thing is duplication. This is now officially supported. So let's say I wanted to duplicate this email file. I will just right-click, and now we have that option to duplicate it. It's going to duplicate it into that same folder onto the same team right here, and it's just going to keep the same name, copy. Next, a quick but important one, we raise the file size limits for those of you who are on the Pro plan. This means you can create bigger files without worrying about running into limitations. While we're on the dashboard, let's talk about collaboration. We just made it so you can collaborate with your team, even on a free plan. Free plans have unlimited free editors. Seriously, go add as many people as you want to your team. Of course, if you are on a Pro plan, each editor will be charged as an additional seat. But if you want someone on your team to be able to see your files, but just not edit them, you can add them as a viewer, and that's also free no matter what plan you're on. To add editors and viewers to your team, go to your team settings into the Members tab, and then just click Invite Members. Now you can type in any email you want. Let's go ahead and add Ago from our team, and then you can choose their role. Let's make him a viewer, and now we can go ahead and send the invite. Again, viewer roles are totally free. You can also change a team member's role from this page. Click on this More button, change the role, and then I can choose whether I want them to be an editor, a viewer, or even an admin. While we're on the topic of collaboration, we also added comments inside Paper, making it easier to communicate with your team and with your agent, which we'll talk about in just a second. You can click on this button here or click C, and then just click anywhere to leave a comment. So maybe on this one, I want to say, thumb is a bit weird. No? I can also reply to the comments that other people have left. So I can see Agos left me a comment here. Click on this, just finish the pen tool icon. What do you think? I love it. So I can say, I love it, reply to him, and then I can also react to it right here. Now, this is kind of handled, so I can go ahead and resolve this comment as well, just by clicking this button to mark it as resolved. If I want to see a list of all of the comments that have been left in this entire file, I can do that on the right panel. These will only be visible if you're in this comment mode, which again, you can do by clicking on that comment button. From here, you can search through all the comments. You can sort the comments by oldest, by newest, by page. You can also filter them down to see comments by a specific person, comments on a specific page, or comments that are resolved or unresolved. Leaving comments for your team is obviously super helpful, but leaving comments for your agent can massively speed up your workflow. You just leave the comments inside Paper and tell your agent, hey, I left comments on this frame, check it out and implement those changes. So if we take a look in Paper, these are all comments that are left for the agent. Let's add another card to the quick preview. The agent saw that, and this is what they came back with, adding another card there, as well as completing all of the other prompts that were left in comments for the agent. As part of this monthly changelog video, we're going to be doing a shader of the month. And this month, it's our new lens distortion shader. This shader is an image filter, so just like all the other shaders, we'll add it to our canvas, use the eyedropper tool to pull in the content that we want, and now we can mess around with the parameters to warp the geometry and shift the color channels, just like real camera lens distortion. Paper shaders can be used on any layer, including text. So here I have 5 variations of kind of text effects using that lens distortion shader. And I can mess around with my parameters here to dial this in to exactly what I want. So those are some of the biggest features that the Paper team has launched over the past month. We weren't able to include everything in this video, so make sure to go check out the full changelog to see everything that the team has launched. We're already hard at work on the next set of features. Next up is personal drafts. We always post everything first to our community channel, and that's also the best way to get in touch with the team. Let us know what you want to see next in Paper. So join our communities on Slack and Discord, and of course, subscribe to this channel and let us know what features you're most excited to try and what you want to see next. Thanks so much for watching this video.